Hey guys, it's Don here today, and today we're going to do something different. I have my Honda generator EU200i, and we have a little event today to go to at noon, and it's just I think I only have a couple hours, so really quick, but it's not running. It's also been sitting for a long time, years, on with old gas, and so I first thing I did is change out the gas, pour out all of the old gas, and replace it with new gas. And then the second thing to do is to let's see, check the carbs. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing apart, and we're gonna check the carbs real quick. All the instructions for checking the carbs are on the internet already, so I don't think I need to add to that, but I'm going to go over what I'm going to do to fix this thing and see if that's going to be unique, okay? Because the other things to do is to check the exhaust, make sure that the exhaust can flow properly and that's clear of all debris, including dirt. And then the other thing to check is spark plug. But it is starting the engine really quick, like 2 seconds, and then it dies constantly. So that sounds like carb issue to me. So we're just gonna old gas can foul up the carb, the main jet, things like that. So we're gonna clear that all out. I do have some let's see, carb cleaner. I do have some carb cleaner. They do recommend that you use carb cleaner, not brake cleaner. I did ask that question. And you'll see that I'm not in my own garage right now, so I don't have my own tools. But check out this guy. Really? Really? And this isn't it. This is just one of like a gazillion batches that he has. This man has more tools than I do. Annoying. Anyways, let me get started and we're gonna take out the carbs, okay? Alright, so I don't have my own tools at the moment, but we're going to make do with what we have. And Honda is really easy, just take this off. I'll put this away. Alright, so this is your air box. Carb is right underneath this. These are fuel lines that we need to pull out anyways. Here is your oil, 10W30, something like that is your oil. And this is your air box, so take this out. This is just to take the first cover, and the second cover I'm using a flathead screwdriver. It looks like it'll take flathead or Phillips. Alright, then we take this off, the bottom one. Oh, this is all the filter stuff. Okay, I need to get a new filter. I like to use my little makeup containers like this. It's just makeup, and open it up, and now you can put all of your bolts in there so that you don't lose any parts. Also have a clean workspace. Ooh, that one was different. Okay, the longer one goes on the inside, and then these little nuts go on the outside. And having the 8mm on a long extension helps. All right, we're gonna take off this air. And then at the bottom here is fuel. Take this off. Oh, I don't have to take it off. It just came out. Where did that go into? Went into that hole. Just sat open like that. All right, so we have, this is the air box, and the air box is out. All right, so this itself is a carburetor. So this comes out. This is a fuel line. We can go around it. I don't think I need to take that out. I just need to pull this out. Okay, this fuel line needs to come off. Now this generator uses a fuel pump to actually, so you don't need to clamp this off. But let's see, it might drip. It might drip some fuel. So we'll be ready for the drips. I'm gonna carefully, this hasn't come off in forever. Let's try the flathead screwdriver. Here we go. There is some fuel. There's some drips. There. Okay, stay right there. Perfect. Okay. So now we can pull this off. There's a blue gasket on the back there, so we're going to leave that blue gasket on there. This gasket comes off. Let's keep it safe. This was just two little pinch thingies that comes off the top, and then this is just pulls out. All right, so this is your carburetor. This is your float. This is where the float valve is. Float valve bowl is right here. And then we have this thing here, which is, nope, that's not an 8. That's probably my 10. So that was a 10, but it worked better without the extension for some reason. All right, so I got, this is my 10 millimeter, and it has this little metal red washer in there. I can take the float. Okay, this one goes. Okay, the short one with the washer goes on the inside. Okay, my towel is pretty drenched in fuel now, so I'm gonna get a new towel. The float valve. Oh, float valve is gunky. Look in there. See all the gunk? All right, so we'll get our gas-soaked rag and clean this off. And yep, it's pretty stuck in there. All right, it's looked like I'm gonna have to get some Q-tips and stuff, but we get to bust out our carb cleaner now. I'm gonna let the carb cleaner soak this for a little while because it is pretty gunked in there. So I'm just gonna let the carb cleaner sit in there for a little while because I have to do other things as well. All right, so here, can I now fit this thing? No, I can't. All right, I'm gonna need a skinny one. Okay, in here, you'll see this is your float valve or float bowl gasket. They do recommend that you change out that gasket every time you take apart the carburetor. I am not going to do that, and I don't think you have to do that, but they do recommend that to be proper. Now here's the little pin that came out of the float assembly, and when you take off that pin, then this thing comes out. And I do see a spring in there as well. You do want to make sure that this little spring, see this little spring right there, is intact. This is your float bowl, okay? So make sure that that is all fine. I don't see or feel anything bad with the float bowl, but we're going to keep this safe over here. And I don't see anything in here. I do see some areas of debris. What can I use to scrape that with? All right, I think I'm gonna go get some Q-tips. But just make sure that this gasket remains fine, okay? All right, so that was what the float bowl looks like now, much better than before. Okay, so this part is super annoying because you need exactly the right type of screwdriver, and nobody talked about this on video before. This one was a screwdriver we ended up using. The reason why you need the right type of screwdriver is because it needs to be one that fits into this hole, right? And is able to turn. Now this thing has, let's see, I'm gonna zoom in. You see how it has the openings right there and there? This barely fits into both of them. If you get one that's too small, what'll happen, let me get the camera. If you get a screwdriver that's too small, you can get it into one side, but not the top side, and then it's hard to turn. You see that? And that's hard to turn. So you need one that's just long enough to cover both of them, but not ruin the inside. And then if you get one that's too large, like this one is too large, it doesn't, well, for one, it doesn't even fit into the hole, and then it doesn't really fit into here either. So the reason why this one doesn't work is because you have to get it into this hole right here, and this won't even go in the hole, and you don't want to screw up the threads inside. So right now, if you look inside that hole, no, you guys can't see it. There's another little piece in there. I think that's a jet. Now let's look at the piece that just came out, and that is this piece here. So now all of these little tiny, tiny holes, let's see if I can see. All right, when I hold it end to end, I'm not able to see daylight through it. So I'm gonna run wire through there and spray it with the carb cleaner. But this is how dirty it is. All right, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. Get one piece of the wire. Straighten it out. And let's see, first we're gonna clean out the center. You just wanna make sure that you're able to get the wire through all nice and clean like that. I'm just trying to get everything all nice and clean. So skinny end in first and the fat end on the bottom, okay? So, let's see. Okay, that'll go right in. And then my other piece. All right, so the next piece is this part of the jet, and we're gonna put the part where their fifth screwdriver goes in is at the bottom, because you gotta remember screw that in. So you're gonna drop it in, make sure it seats, and then put in your screwdriver. Remember, this is the one where nobody said anything about the size of the screwdriver, but the size of the screwdriver actually seems to matter here, because it has to be long enough to fit both the tops and the bottom of the screwdriver, and it needs to be able to tighten all the way in until it's tight, because this thing was tight, but you don't want to strip it. So now we're going to gently slide this float back on, and it should go down the little hole. Your little spring should sit in there. And where's my pin? Then you gotta line it up right and put the pin through. Okay, once the pin is in right and your spring is operating correctly, it should be a little float bowl. There it is. So now we're gonna put this one back on. And this is what is facing you, so you want the bottom thing to be facing the front, or a little bit off to the side like that, whatever makes it easy for you. But make sure that your gaskets are on, your float valve is on, and then you can screw this on. Now we're going to put the lid back on, but we got to connect this electrical. You can see the electrical over here. So we're going to connect that over here, which is just a push in. Okay, electrical is on. And this thing needs to go on. This gas line needed to go over here. All right, gas line is back on. Now put the air box back on. All right, so I still got to put the lid back on, but you can hear it. It's running. Oh my gosh. So just needed that carburetor cleaning. And we are good to go. I'm going to put the lid back on and we are all good to go. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.